You are tuned into the new Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon at BringingDownTheBand.com and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, and Indie CD and Vinyl.
People
Support
know
the
this.
new Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
Episode 151 of the new Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7. I make incredible beats that are reasonably priced, and them shits continue to get better and better. Across the table from me, as always, Mr. Bringing Down the Band, Mr. Ableton, Professor Lonegevity. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Mike.
I forgot super producer, too. My man makes cold beats.
Yeah, feeling super.
Yeah. Good to see you, as always, sir.
You too.
Across the table, fresh to death, rocking the exclusive DJ's joint.
Exclusive.
Mr. Printfinity himself, DJ as well. My man, DJ Jay Diff.
Hi. Salutations.
Okay. Threw me off there a little
Yeah,
bit.
I took Sean's because he didn't do hi.
Oh, okay.
He did something else, so I did his and mine.
It's good, man.
appreciate
That's
that.
what teamwork is about. We appreciate you, brother.
Right,
How's
right.
everything?
Everything's good, man.
Yeah.
So you got on a Pac-Man shirt. You
Pac-Man
can't-
was classic.
You can't play?
Huh?
You can't play.
Yeah, I can play, man. Huh? I was cool, man. I ain't gonna say I'm the coldest. To my immediate left, DJ Spoolz, the incomparable. How are
Hello,
you, sir?
Michael. Well, how are you?
Good to see you as always.
Likewise.
Your Bears won. I know we ain't gonna get into the sports,
That's
but
right,
they
man.
did win. So
16-14 on a 50-yard field goal.
shout out to them. Adam Vinatieri out here taking that paper. But the
Stealing.
Colts are 1-1, so I'm happy about that.
They could have
Right.
been 2-0 if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, but he's an OG, so I ain't gonna
Yeah.
knock him.
Emphasis on the O.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely on the
You got to hold him accountable, man. It
You
don't
do
matter
have
if
to.
he's OG.
100%.
I've seen people say, "Oh, leave Adam alone." Why? He's a professional player.
Yeah, if you to the point now where you tricking off games, fam, we gotta do what we gotta do. Nothing personal. You're a legend. But
I saw him miss the one this last week. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then I read it. It actually goes back to last season.
Yeah, like he's
Playoffs, he missed an extra point or field goal
Yep.
in the playoffs.
He missed two
Two.
on Sunday.
extra points.
And then
In the
he missed
playoffs?
one.
Last
No,
year?
just last week.
recently. Yeah. So
Yeah,
he
Michael Jordan wasn't that good at the end of his career.
but I'm just saying.
Ain't
though,
nobody cutting him no slack.
Yeah, he still was
That's
putting
true.
up like 22, 23, 24.
but Fam is a legend. Don't get it twisted. But when you start costing games, like to his point,
Did he make any announcements?
I did not.
Because
if
he said he was
did,
going to.
They said
he
they're
did?
sticking with him.
Oh, shout out to Jay Moore's in the building as well.
He's
as
our
always.
kicker. That's what they said.
He is owed that, I guess, for
Well, good.
that longevity. Just
Yeah.
not being cut right away.
He
Like
was-
a
he
younger
was
kicker,
money with
if
the
had
Patriots.
done this, he'd have been gone. Probably.
Yeah, but you
100%.
know what? This is the first home game coming up this week.
Yes.
So if he starts going wide right, we're
Yeah.
going to have to let him go.
Well, he made the bag, man. He's a Hall of Famer. So we got to get him up out of there if he continue to cost us games, man. We trying to win. All right, so episode 151. Let's see. So I'm not familiar with Ben Shapiro. Did I say his name right? Is
He
that
makes
you
good
did.
sandwiches
okay? Cool.
downtown. You ever been to Shapiro's
I have
Deli?
not.
Has nothing to do with him.
I know, but I was gonna go with it though.
He's a hoser.
So they says he's a political commentator, and apparently he doesn't think rap is actual music.
This is actually an old comment too. I think
But I guess he doubled down.
He
'cause
came back on it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to show or something. It says last Sunday on a special episode of his show, the Ben Shapiro Show, he doubled down on his disdain for the hip hop genre. I guess he sat down with the indie rapper Zuby, and they got into a conversation about hip hop. And he said, in my view, and in the view of my music theorist father, who went to music school, there are three elements to music. There is harmony, there's melody, and there's rhythm. He said, he's just going on about that. He says, rap only fulfills one of these, the rhythm section. There's not a lot of melody, there's not a lot of harmony, and thus it is basically spoken rhythm. I'm like,
It's
okay.
not true. You
It's
got
not true,
Bone
but-
Thugs in Harmony. You got
Everything
Eric
modern.
B had the what's the name? Rakim. Let
My
the
Melody.
rhythm hit him. I mean,
but
check
this
out
is
my
what-
melody. Yeah.
But this is what he said, though. He said it's not actually a form of music. It's a form of rhythmic speaking. Thus, beyond the objectivity of me just not enjoying rap all that much, what I've said before is that rap music is not music.
He's just incorrect. He's culturally ignorant.
He's definitely
Beg to
incorrect.
differ.
on this one.
He sells organs.
Yeah.
I see where he's going in terms of if he wants to talk about music theory and all that type of shit, but that doesn't, you don't have to have that.
But he's still wrong, though.
Just to have music. Like,
but he's still wrong.
What, in terms of those elements? I agree with what he said about the 3 elements.
Because they're not rapping a cappella. They're rapping over music. Like, it's just a dumb argument. Like,
and then you can tell this guy's father must be, maybe a professor or, a musician that played somewhere, because he's coming from a purest standpoint from music. The music back down, reading music, compositions, etc. But come on, man, like, to denounce the actual genre of rap in general.
Well, you're not familiar with Benz, so that
I'm not.
I am.
Okay.
And he's
This isn't surprising at all.
This is not surprising at all.
This is his lane. Okay.
Yeah, he's one of those people who's like, police brutality isn't as bad as people make it out to be.
Okay. He's one of those guys.
He speaks really well and clear.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of people think that he's speaking lots of truth in his well speaking. He's a good speaker. I'll give him that. But no, he's wrong on this aspect.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're just going to talk about simply the form of rapping,
yes,
okay. But the form of rapping is followed, or is in accompaniment with music.
You're riding a beat.
You are.
You're following a tune. You know what I'm saying? So that's music.
But it does. Again, what I'm saying is it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
The rhythm portion of rapping is part of the full composition of the song.
Right.
And the full composition of the song has melody and has harmony and has rhythm and has all those things. So all his points are just mute.
And you have Bone Thugs and Harmony.
100%. They definitely have harmony. I mean, there's harmony in chords. Like, I don't understand. I don't know, man. It's levels.
It's just somebody that doesn't like hip hop and
just say that. I'd rather you just say you don't like rap.
Yeah, there's more harmony and melody and shit out there. I'm just being funny, but that's just a dumbass statement.
Jump in, Spool.
Oh, just obviously coming from someone who doesn't know a whole lot about the genre. I mean, he admitted that he tried to say it was objective. He at least admitted that he doesn't like hip hop or rap.
Imagine that.
But certainly isn't being objective, even in saying that. Yeah, man. He also continued to say some other things. I'd read another article about how he didn't like the messages that he was hearing. And, I don't know, just typecasting one type of
he's just
music, I guess. You know what I mean? Or just choosing what he wants to choose as far as, things he's heard. So there's plenty of good, solid hip-hop out there with good messages that's popular, too. So,
yeah.
Once again, one of the things that he harped on was the fact that he felt hip hop was filled with anti-police rhetoric. So that's really his. Guess who he's trying to appeal to with that message.
I mean, he's like I said, he's culturally ignorant in that aspect. Like, he doesn't understand the culture of hip hop. He doesn't understand what it's rooted in rapping in general.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And so it's all rooted into him saying, "Oh, it's not melodic. It's just biased." In my opinion. So, I don't know.
He's just dumb.
He's a goober.
He is a goober.
Where is this?
That I agree with as well.
Is this, so this is what, like a YouTube series that he does, or is it
It's probably like a podcast.
Just a regular podcast?
That's my guess.
Okay.
I know nothing about that guy.
Yeah,
He tries to be objective. Like, he tries to and present himself that way, but a lot of times he's really not. He's I don't know if we're going to talk about that at all, but he's kind of like Candace Owens in a little way. That's I don't know, that kind of bastardized Candace a little bit, but
right.
But yeah, man. Anyways,
yeah, she we were talking about that prior to us coming on about the Revolt.
Did you guys watch that?
Yeah, I did.
I watched it last night.
I was very impressed with Killer Mike's. He kind of dominated the conversation, but to me, Killer Mike and then Banner, Killer Mike, Banner, and Tip had one that was separate from the one that had Candace Owens.
I didn't watch that one.
I didn't see that
one.
And
those guys, man, especially Killer Mike and David Banner, well thought out, executed comments. Like, you can tell these guys they speak around the country. They do public speaking, etc. Tip, I think Tip's heart is always in the right place, but his emotions get him sometimes.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So
I kind of wanted to touch on that because the big pull from that conversation was Tip getting on her about
Trump,
her slavery comment.
45. I'm sorry.
Which, I mean, we all know that's stupid.
Yeah.
But
what was her slavery comment?
Well, he asked her, when was America great? When was it ever great? Yep. And to start off, initially, she just said, for some reason she went to, well, America wasn't the only place that had slavery. I don't know why she wanted to start there for some reason. So she never really even got her point across because people kept talking over what she was going to say, especially T.I. And so that's the video or the blip that's being shared from that conversation. But you fast forward to Killer Mike explaining what's going on. He's more eloquent as far as able to, get across his point. So he was essentially saying the same thing that Candace Owens could have said, but he didn't start it as dumb as she did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're in a room full of black people, and that's where you want to start, and then you're mad because everybody's getting emotional about it.
Right.
But I think, like you said, he drove home some solid points. Killer Mike did.
Yeah.
I mean, Candace Owens has some points as well.
She did.
It's just a matter of putting the words coming out of her versus coming out of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You can not like somebody and still be like, okay, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Trump does a lot of bullshit, but at the same time, if he does something that makes sense, then you got to give him his kudos. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can dig that.
Who was the other? There was like Katrina something or other, and there were two ladies on the end.
Then there one dude that kept talking about potato salad. He shouldn't even have been there.
Yeah, I was cool on dude. I can't remember his name. The two young ladies that you were talking about, I might have to Google that.
But there was one lady that essentially was in agreement
with Candace.
With Candace, and her points were just garbage.
Yeah.
Candace at least had like you said, like even Mike at one point in time during the conversation, he was like, "Well, hold up, she's actually saying truth here."
Yeah.
Right.
But the other one lady just seemed like she was pandering to Republicans, and
it's almost like she didn't know exactly. She was straddling the fence.
Right.
It's almost like she was, I'm gonna say a little bit of this, but I'm gonna say a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? So you need to solidify your point before trying to, you know what I'm saying, make a point. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. And plus, I mean, but for Candace, she definitely was going into hostile ground.
Man, that's a tough spot.
Just being on that stage.
Yeah.
I think she finds herself in that pigeonhole all the time. It's almost like, and I think that's why Kanye likes her.
Yeah.
Because their delivery is similar. She's just able to somewhat get back around to the point she's
she can articulate better than Kanye can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And she does have good points sometimes.
She does.
And it's some of her stuff is rooted in fact. I think she misses certain elements completely, though.
Yeah.
She misses them a lot.
Being blind to the fact.
It's like, okay, yeah, these things make sense, but you're not factoring in all these other things that also go along with it. And that's the part that was kind of missing to me.
I think the important thing you said was speaking to fairness. Right? When somebody makes a good point, even if you don't agree with them or, you think 9 times out of 10 they come from a bullshit standpoint, like, if you do say something that's legit, I'll give you peace for that.
Right.
But we have to hold people accountable for rhetoric. Like, when you start saying a whole bunch of dumb shit, like, you have to be held accountable for that, period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jump in, Jamar. Did you have something to say on that?
Well, no, I think what a lot of time people have an issue with Candace is not so much that she's always wrong, because sometimes she is right. And I was like, I've heard her say things that make sense, but I've also heard her say things that are indefensible.
Yeah.
Like, if you've ever heard her comments about Hitler, like, they became, that was so outrageous. There are these right-wing think tanks that were like, we can't have her around here.
Facts.
Because that's a bridge too far.
Yep.
And also the thing that, I know plenty of people who are African American conservatives who, like, their whole process and how they think about things does come from a certain level of intellectual exploration, okay? And they came to different conclusions that I would have come to.
Right.
But it just doesn't seem like it's rooted in just being a contrarian, which I think is part of what, and that's part of why I think Kanye West does identify with her, because I think a lot of his opinions just come from the idea that he wants to be a contrarian. Yeah. It's not really about the intellectual exploration. and how he comes to those opinions. He just wants to say something that's against the norm
against
because
the grain. Yeah,
It gets annoying too.
it is. But the thing is, it's like also you realize if you can get a black person to say these things, they'll put them on TV. That's a quick way to climb the ladder.
100%.
Think about how quickly if Stacey Dash, 4 or 5 years ago would have said, yes, I support Obama too. They'd be like, all right, well, yeah, you're behind, all the other actors and actresses that are actually doing something right now. you're behind, all these other people. But if you come out and say I'm a unemployed single mother who's also a black actress, which doesn't fit any of the Republican boxes if you think about it. But if you come out in support of Mitt Romney, well, Fox News will have you on in a heartbeat because they'll run clips of you on Clueless and all this other stuff. One of the most petty things, but also was fantastic, I remember when she came out and did that, BET decided to run all of her B movies one weekend.
Did you say, wait, hold on.
I mean, because
you say B movies?
If you go through her IMDb, she never stopped working. She just wasn't in things that we knew.
What are the A movies, brother?
Clueless.
Oh, okay.
Money. But she's never
fool with Mo Money.
She's never stopped working
not
from that
an
time.
A-list movie.
That's a B. That's a
you
B
might like it, but it's not an A-list.
Which movie?
Mo Money is
Mo
a
Money,
B.
Damon Wayans.
That's a solid B. That's a solid B.
The light skinned dude from the 5 Heartbeats. They was all in that movie. That was a big deal.
Mo Money is dope.
Yeah, come on
Mo
now.
Money's a silent B.
I saw it in the movie theater. That made it an A movie.
No.
I didn't even have to go to a black neighborhood to see it. I went.
But here's
Is
the
it a B plus movie?
here's the actual
B
list.
movies I don't see until they
B.
come on HBO or Stars.
Shit.
Here's the actual list of the people that were
it's a gang of
at
B
this.
movie filler on HBO. Go ahead.
It's T.I., Killer Mike, Candace Owens, Stephen. I'm probably gonna pronounce his name wrong. 𝗏𝗏 of Trap the Vote.
That's
that
the
was
guy.
Is that's the
That's
that's
potato
the potato
salad
salad guy.
All right, and you got Katrina Pearson and Tamika D. Mallory. Those are
I don't remember.
those
who
are the
was
two
who,
ladies as
but
well.
Yeah, the lady on the end spoke really well
Yeah.
on her points about community and everything.
So
But-
shout out to overall, just shout out to Diddy having that platform and Revolt and having a conference and tackling some of those issues. That's big.
Shouts to the guy that walked up with a question and asked, "What's the best way for T.I. to listen to his music?"
Oh man, I didn't see that.
It's always somebody searching.
Yeah.
This ain't the right time or place.
Well, either way though, it was just dope to see.
Yeah, it was very solid.
Yeah.
I just wish people would act on things that are being said versus just making it popular on social media for a week or a couple days or whatnot. Because they also spoke on how speaking to Dick Gregory, somebody that you've had conversations with,
That's a fact.
who would tell them this marching shit is over. You know what I'm saying? You need to do
What y'all
something.
gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Yeah.
So really, fuck all the talking about it. It's about making moves and strides in order to actually put something into play versus just talking about it.
Killer Mike said the first time he met Dick Gregory, him and Tip, he cussed him out. Yeah. So to your point, he said exactly what you said. So yeah, man, that was dope. It was good to see them engage in that conversation and get some good opinions out there. So shout out to those brothers. Like I said, Banner as well. I'm a huge Banner fan, so him and Killer Mike, those are the homies.
What was the other thing?
There was a separate one. Killer Mike was the A Mike kind of hosting it, and it was David Banner and T.I. together, just them three, and they had their separate conversation about how you invest back into the community, pitfalls that you had.
Nobody got cussed out, so that one didn't make
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah.
There was nothing silly on that one, but David Banner and Killer Mike and Tip, they were really talking about the ups and downs that they've had in terms of investing back into the community and how they, talked about real estate and how they've been friends for years. And T.I. talked about how his uncle got out of jail and gave him and begged him for $20,000 when he first signed his first deal. And he said, 6 to 8 months later, he drove back to the neighborhood, and his uncle drove him down the street, and he showed him this old trap house that he used to be in, and they had flipped it and turned it into a home for somebody in their community. You know what I'm saying? So he said that was his crowning achievement for his career, period, to be able to see, some of his money be reinvested back into the community. And, David Banner talked about how hard it was coming up in Mississippi and, the story of him living in his van when he's making music and all that. So it was real dope. I would suggest, people take a look at that one as well, because less foolishness, less, fireworks, if you will, and just
Where
straight
was he
talk.
making his beats at when he was living in the van?
Some of those old beat machines were battery powered, so maybe that's what it was.
And he said I think he said he copped a generator too, so he really lived in that mud, recorded. His first album, he said you could still hear some of those joints, you could still hear cars going by in the background if you really listen to it, especially if you get a cappella. You know what I'm saying? So him with a banner starting a banner vision, and and he talked about employing so many people now, being able to put people in positions. Like, it's dope. Like, he's getting back into making beats.
He was in Snakes in the Plane. Not Snakes in the Plane. Black Snake Moan.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that shit?
He was in that video with
Is that an A
NDRE
movie or a
too.
B movie?
Talk to me, Spoolz.
I think that's an A movie.
It was in the movie theater.
B movies have been in a movie theater.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
and-
I mean, it actually had people about. Who were-
Baps was in the movie theater.
And that's definitely not an A movie.
It's not.
Yeah, that's a C.
No.
We're not
Plus-
talking about the quality of the filmmaking. We're talking about
That's what makes
did
it a B movie.
B movies were like the movies you won't like The Legend of Billie Jean that only came on HBO.
Nah, Baps 1000% is a C plus.
So where it came on though, so like, do you guys remember that movie with Omar Epps and Tretch? It was on HBO.
Yeah, First Time Felon.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah, they
that's-
made that specifically for HBO though.
Good call.
That's a
Good
dope
call.
movie.
Yeah.
Would you say that's an A movie?
No.
No.
What about Into Deep?
That's an A movie.
Yeah.
I
Come on,
like
had
it.
LL Cool J. in it.
I like
First
Into
Time
Deep.
Felon's not an A movie?
No, it's
Because
not.
Omar
it was
Epps
never meant
is
for
an A
theatrical
actor.
release. They made that specifically for HBO.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
I'm
so-
talking about movies.
So what the fuck does that matter?
I'm
Being
dead
a
serious.
good
Like,
movie.
go to the Red Box and you'll see movies with actors you know. Like, it'll be Bruce Willis and 50 Cent, and you know that movie never came.
Says so.
It never made it to the movie theater.
Sure, I feel
Yo.
you.
So that's a different level of B. So you
Yeah,
have
that
the
is a
B
different
plus,
thing.
and then you have the B minus area.
Jay Diff, I need you to answer me though
Go
on
ahead.
Into Deep.
Into D.
Give me a grade for Into Deep. Now, LL Cool J played the hell out of God. Now, come on now.
B plus.
Neil
B
Long.
plus.
It's a B movie.
B movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said A, right?
Yeah, that's good. I always considered it with star power is what it is to me.
LL was believable in that movie,
So,
man.
Less the quality of the movie.
Pray
like,
to God.
Like, there are A movies out there that are shitty.
Yeah.
That's
you
a
know
good
what I mean?
point.
So to me, I only always correlated
Does
it to
budget
star
have
power.
to do with it?
Yeah, definitely.
You a cop,
so.
Jay Reed?
Yeah.
You a cop?
Yeah.
No.
They did
Nah.
him bad. Not Jay
You a
Reed. They did
sellout.
old dude bad.
Oh boy, on the pool table, they did
Yeah,
him
they-
bad.
Yeah, that's
Damn bad.
disgusting.
Yeah.
You a
it's
cop,
terrible.
Jay? You a cop?
Yeah.
Hey, he was all extra that.
Very extra.
Hey, but I fooled it in too deep. All right, man, we getting off schedule. So
It's hip hop related.
it is
Yeah.
facts. I got a question, man. So
Tell me who next.
I see what you did there. That you stupid. I got a question for y'all, right? So Lord Jamar came out talking about, female rappers ain't hip hop and all that type of shit. Ironically, he has a podcast with Rod Digger, who's extremely dope. That's a dumbass comment. But my question to y'all is, because he said, here's what he said. I like real hip hop. Like I said, I'm an alpha male. Thank you. So certain themes are not gonna resonate with me. Female themes of sucker shit, white people themes. There's a lot of shit that I wouldn't resonate with. But I resonate with positive, militant, gangster, sometimes misogynistic music.
Oh yeah.
I'm just keeping it real. So my
Because
question,
that's the definition of hip hop, I guess. Huh?
Clearly.
I want to
com-
make up some. I want to make up some white people themes.
thank you. Spoolz, I'm coming to you first on this one.
I
Yes,
guess
please go deep into white
I
people
went
themes.
to the store. I went to the,
I like mayonnaise.
Mayo.
I like mayonnaise.
Spoolz,
Smell
I'm-
like a wet
I
dog.
kiss my
when
dog
it
in the
rains.
mouth. Hey.
Spoolz, I'm coming to you with this one. So my question to you is pretty
I
simple.
kiss my dog in the mouth. That's awesome.
So is
Open
Lord
tongue.
is
I wear shorts in the winter. That's white
Come
people
on, man.
themes. Anyway, go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm sorry, Mike.
I'm coming to no, that's you stupid. Look,
I heard the white people, the shiki is the that potato bag pullover thing.
What?
Remember that kind of potato bag?
Fuck
like
is
shirt,
that?
and it had like big open ass sleeves.
Like a 𝗏𝗏?
Nah, it's like a hoodie down there.
I know what you're talking about. It's almost
But
like
it's
a
like
poncho.
a burlap.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
like
Yeah, I know
made
what
out
you're
of
talking
a
about.
burlap bag.
Yeah,
and it
it's
had
almost like this hippie poncho thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. I heard that was
A
like
potato? A what?
like a burlap bag.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
their version of a dashiki.
Sometimes
what
it
I
would
heard.
have like tassels.
Yeah, I wear them
Yeah.
in July.
Yeah.
Lone be rocking them.
That's a
Is
hot
it
time
itchy?
to wear those, man.
Yeah.
Just
Does it
those,
itch?
no shirt underneath. It's
Just that.
Lone probably wear them with some Dickies and Tims, right?
Do I? No.
I didn't know if you
I know
did.
you
Definitely
done seen
New
somebody
Balances.
wearing
Definitely New
And a-
Balances
Timbs.
and,
and a
tall
hacky
white.
sack.
Hacky sack.
Hacky sack.
I don't know, man. Lone probably got a pair of Tims in somewhere.
No.
6-inch weed.
No, we
Definitely
were supposed
have
to be
Doc
doing
Martens.
we were supposed to be doing a GoFundMe to get him
Some Tims. Yeah, he said he'll wear them if we cop, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Spoolz. So my question is Lord Jamar helping or hurting the culture at this point with his comments? Because he's been saying a lot of crazy shit via Vlad, via his podcast. I'm the one that usually likes to root for, you know what I'm saying, the OGs being able to drop wisdom. But some of the shit he be saying, man, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, fam, you got to chill. So is he helping or hurting the culture with the shit that he says?
I think he's more. I don't know. Just the way I guess the culture is. Depends on what culture you're talking about. Like in the realm of like popular culture or popular, you know what I mean? Like
Okay, I see
like
where you're going.
you know, slinging mud and like I don't know. Just I don't know.
Just I guess hip hop in
No,
what in
I'll say
general
no.
is that cool?
I
I'll
mean, at
just
the end of
say
the day, like no, I agree with Terry. No, like
No,
yeah, like he's not helping. in
Not at
any
all.
way. Yeah, if that's what. Yeah.
okay.
He's not helping and he's not hurting because he's not relevant like that.
I mean,
That's
it's like
what I'd say.
I choose not to pay attention that much to what Lord Jamar says anymore because it's
Right.
gotten just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like after a while,
Comedy at this point.
not even comedy. It's just
It's
kinda
annoying.
like, man. Like
Just
It's like,
shut
why
the
do
hell up.
people keep putting a camera in front of his
yeah,
face?
I don't,
Okay.
yeah, I don't get that part.
Okay.
I guess people keep watching it. You know,
Yeah.
I just stopped.
His
watching
interviews
it.
do numbers. That's all there is to it.
Well-
And plus, him and Vlad seem to be actually cool on a certain level.
Yeah.
So
I stopped watching.
Jay
this
Diff.
shit a long
No.
time ago.
Man,
Nothing
I'm
else to
cool
say?
on Lord Jamar, man. Like I said, I don't even watch his interviews. I see the headlines go across and it's like, okay, he talking shit again.
Word to Brand Nubian though. I mean,
Facts.
obviously, you know,
That's
but
cool.
Facts.
shout out to Sadat X, who
Yeah.
I saw perform at Treese.
Yeah, Grand
Yeah.
Pooba,
Yeah.
all that shit. But
Nah, I fool with
yeah,
that.
I don't really rock with Lord Jamar like that. So what he says, I could care less.
But who says that with not with a podcast? With
I mean, it's
Rod
just.
Digger? Like,
I mean,
come on, man. Like
I guess he's being honest.
yeah.
Well,
What did Rod Digger say when he said that?
that's the part I didn't get a chance to look up as well. Was her response, but I'm sure she went in on
So
behalf.
he said this on their show.
Yes, he said this with her there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, fam,
he can like whatever he wants to like. At the end of the day, like, there's no problem. It's just I don't know the way he chooses to express. You can tell it almost seems like he's trying to be contrarian. He's trying to be like. It just seems like he's trying.
trying a little too hard.
Yeah.
Doing a little too much.
Man,
Yeah, I'm cool at this point. Like, I'm cool.
But it's working for him, I guess, if that's what the goal is.
I mean, for his audience probably, and it's definitely getting people talking. Obviously, because we're talking about it.
There you go.
But
Their podcast is actually solid too. Rod Digger has like dope hip hop stories.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like her
I
talks
like
about
Rod Digger.
Yeah, she talks about her start, man, and I learned a lot of stuff about her in terms of how she came up and, you know, how she focused on her bars and she'd be in a lot of ciphers and be the only woman and just had to, you know, go back to the wall and get busy. Like, I remember, you got something long? You looking up something?
Yeah, so I got Rod Digger's response. So it says, somebody tweeted to her, someone tell Lord Jamar, an alpha male doesn't have to tell you he's an alpha male. And Digger, even though you laughing, you as a woman who is highly respected MC must now address this on behalf of all women MCs. And she says, nope, that's his opinion. And the second last thing I care about, in parentheses, the last being anybody's opinion on anything, is Lord Jamar's opinion on female rappers.
Oh,
Good for
There
her.
you go.
well,
Great response.
there it is. She
Yeah.
told him.
I mean, everyone has their opinion, but you know, if it's like I will date my opinions and my ideas. I don't have to be married to them, you know. And if somebody presents me with like how can you sit down and listen to Rhapsody's albums and say, well, I can't identify just because she's a woman? You mean you can't hear the level of dexterity and how complicated her rhyme structure is?
No.
All you can do is hear that she's a woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's basically where you're coming from. It's like, yeah, fuck all that. How great.
You know, I don't want to hear her sing about women themes and how it is to be a woman in society. Like, okay, man, but that has nothing to do with her ability to actually spit bars. Like,
I really hope that album gets its just due from
it's gonna love
review
a lot.
standpoint.
We need more
Love.
rappers that have white people themes.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I want to hear more songs about raisins and potato salad. Like,
Yeah,
those are
that's
the
right.
things I'm really looking
See,
forward
that's
to.
a flaw.
Uh-oh.
That's not a real thing.
That's not real.
No, I mean,
man.
In a chicken salad.
Raisins in the chicken salad.
Chicken
That's
salad,
stupid.
I don't fuck with chicken salad.
No,
Chicken
I, you
salad's
know,
great.
what
That's stupid.
a good
Raisins
chicken
in
salad though. Yeah.
see, I don't like mayonnaise, so maybe that's part of the issue.
Raisins in chicken salad is stupid though.
Man, it'd be raisins and grapes and walnuts.
What?
You know what else is horrible white people stuff?
What's that? Put me on game.
Green bean casserole.
Green
Yeah.
bean
With the little
casserole.
crunchy,
with the
little crunchy onions,
with
though?
the French's fried onions on
Not
top.
bad.
of
You
it.
know, you put a little cream of mushroom soup in there.
You're
Look, he
whiter
know
than me.
he know the recipe.
Jay Bourne be making that green bean casserole on the low.
He took it to a potluck at work one time,
Here you go.
All right.
and he had his Tupperware that had the little handle on the top.
Said
Yeah.
say more on it.
Yeah,
I'll
He
be
pulled-
like,
he
look,
pulled-
Good on it.
He pulled
Anybody
the
wanna
top
take some of
off
this
like it was
home?
cold.
Yeah.
And you know Betty from Accountant critiqued the hell out of it.
Yeah.
She's like, it's all right.
What do you
It was
eat?
out of can.
How you eat? You
Need
just
more
eat that?
raisins.
need more nutmeg.
Need more nutmeg.
Yo,
I do like oatmeal cookies though.
Who doesn't?
Oatmeal raisin cookies.
no, I'm with
Yeah.
that.
I
yeah.
don't fuck with those.
Word?
I do like those.
Nope. I think they're fucking disgusting.
Damn.
They're
If I'm
disgusting
being
though.
correct.
You ever see
Oatmeal
some? You ever
raisin.
see some oatmeal
Yes.
raisin cookies from across the room, and you think it's chocolate chip, and you get and you're like, oh.
I'm
That's
never,
happened to me once or twice.
They
And it's
still
like
good.
some of the worst shit ever, dude.
you know, I'm never disappointed.
I'll tell you what's black though.
It's like, you gotta
What?
be fucking kidding me.
grits.
Tell you what's
That's why I
what?
inspect it now.
Black.
I'm like, You're telling me that? Exactly.
grits,
black?
grits, and cream of wheat.
Oh, okay.
Why? Because the black
Like,
dude is on the box.
together?
No,
I've never been like an oatmeal
not on
or
grits.
anything.
I'm just saying that's a black thing.
No, the dude who looks like Yo Gotti's on the
Don't do
cream
that.
box.
Don't do that.
Yes.
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
it looks like you.
Don't do that.
I don't even like oatmeal by itself, but I do like
Uncle
the cookies.
Ben looks like Yo Gotti. Is that what you're saying?
No, there's
No, the
another
dude
dude
on
who's
the
on the
cream of
cream
wheat.
of wheat box.
Oh, okay.
Cream of
Gotcha.
wheat man
Yeah,
looks
yes,
like Yo
yeah.
Gotti. Yeah.
Uncle Ben's
Well,
rice,
we can't do the
right?
podcast in
Yeah.
Memphis. What?
There's a meme about that. So
Oh, word.
You're safe.
Okay.
And yeah, it's
I didn't realize.
pretty
that.
accurate though.
Yo,
But
let's
now
pay.
that I think about it,
What's that?
I see. I see what people mean.
Yo,
yeah,
I gotta go
grits
back and
and
look.
cream of wheat.
Yeah, I gotta go back and look now. Let's pay these bills real quick. Shout out to Bringing Down the Band as always. The Hub. You know, you can find us there. Make sure you subscribe to Bringing Down the Band's YouTube page. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications. We need all the support we can get. Printfinity as well. Support your local businesses. DJ Jay Diff is the master of ceremonies for that brand. So, you know, break bread with the homie, make some dope stuff. Shout out to Indie CD and Vinyl as well. They always lace us with dope projects for our raffles. If you become a patron, you will get a chance to see more about that. Patreon.com/NewOldHeads.
Link in the description.
Yep. And who am I leaving out? No Bad Ideas. Where's the merch this week? Is it behind me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you know,
You just can't leave now.
they're all over the place.
Yeah, got
Word to
some.
Sunday.
Now you just can't leave.
I actually like this joint right here. I think somebody
You can't
already-
have it.
Okay.
Yeah, you have too many hats, man.
Yeah, this is dope right here.
Too many hats.
They've been
Too
lacing.
many
They've
hats.
been lacing us for a while. So
Coleman Dental as well, Michael.
yeah, shout out to Dr. Coleman Dental, Broad Ripple, right next to DJ. I'm sorry, Decademics, DJ Metronome. We see you, Lone Teachers Ableton there. So we appreciate y'all for that.
fair.
He definitely does teach. Don't laugh, Red August. Red August is in the building as well. That boy be teaching at Ableton. I'm telling
fair.
y'all. He got
Every day of the week.
he got some. Actually, got
That's the
some
new
young
song that I'm
producers.
writing.
Every day of the week.
For my White Person album.
Oh, cool. What's it called?
Every day of the week.
That's not, that's good, man.
It's
And
Spoolz.
There's
I
definitely
can't
a-
wait to hear it.
something about like Ford's gonna be
20 of
something-
good white people themes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
It's
every
gonna
day of the
feature
week.
Weird Al.
I don't know him personally, but if he wants to be on my every day of the week, I'd rather afford.
If Spoolz doesn't produce like 80% of this, I don't want to hear it.
Who?
Spoolz.
Oh, well, I mean,
yeah, I need cuts and
white
beats
people
from Spoolz.
themes.
Yeah,
I can cut white people themes into it.
that would be actually kind of cool.
Samples from Seinfeld and Friends. And,
yeah.
I'm actually watching Friends right now.
Yeah,
I can't stand that show.
It's taking me back to the
Sarah is
90s.
a fan.
Is Friends overrated?
Yeah.
And I don't really care for Seinfeld that much. But
I'm
Jerry
more-
Seinfeld's extremely funny, and I appreciate that
He's a
about
wealthy
him.
man.
But like, I'm just not into this show that much.
Man, I
my,
like
show,
Seinfeld.
my go-to show of all that, is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
See, I've never watched that. I started watching The Office here recently.
Yeah.
Office is
I'm
good.
not really
Because
hit.
they're about to snatch it off of Netflix.
Yeah. So I watched last night. I watched the episode where they were playing basketball.
Yeah.
Man, that shit was hilarious.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
Patrice O'Neal was in it.
Yes.
Shout-
And,
rest
in
in
peace, man.
Oh, dude, what's the dude? Be like, I synced it.
Craig.
Daryl.
Yeah.
What's his name? Craig.
Craig.
Oh,
I can't call his
Some.
name.
His first name is Craig though.
It's not Craig T. Nelson.
no, that would be Coach. That's another white people theme.
Yeah. But no, that shit's
Coach, the
hilarious.
show Coach. And
I
Craig
remember
T.
Coach.
Nelson in general.
Good call,
Yeah.
by the way.
He was also the villain in Action Jackson, if you remember that movie.
I definitely used to watch Coach.
Yeah.
that was
Oh, but
legit.
Hayden, Coach Hayden.
Coach Hayden.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's some really good Dwight Schrute moments in The Office.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's hilarious.
So have you been enjoying revisiting Friends?
What's interesting is I never really watched it like
Okay.
intentionally.
Yeah.
But I realized that I apparently did sometime in my life, and I just put stuff on when I work, so it's
I
just
feel you.
playing in the background. It's on season 5 or 6 now. I don't know.
Hey, Hulu got some heat in terms of old, shows that we grew up on.
Speaking of Hulu,
They got some heat.
maybe
Yes,
we
sir.
should throw this out there real quick.
Uh-huh.
Has anybody watched the Wu-Tang show?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Haven't
Caught
not.
the first, I think, how many? I think it was the
5.
Yeah,
There's 5
first one.
episodes.
I heard it's really good.
There's 5
though.
episodes out now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
It's
only
a
seen
lo-
the first one.
It's a lot
Did you
better
get
than I
that
thought.
comedian's name by chance?
Craig
Oh.
Robinson.
Craig Robinson.
Craig Robinson, yeah, that's his
hilarious, man. Love him.
I synced it.
What are your thoughts on this, Boo, so far?
I haven't watched it,
Oh,
unfortunately.
you haven't seen it? Okay.
No. I'll throw
I
this out there
synced it.
real quick before like I'm not a huge fan of when they make it like a show or something like that.
You want to see documentary type stuff?
I'm a documentary fan, yeah.
Okay,
And that's
okay.
not to say everything in a documentary is true.
Yeah.
Or everything in a show is false. You know what I mean? Like
I think
stuff
of Mike's
like
and
that,
Men
but
was pretty.
I thought
good.
I liked that a lot.
I thought
Yeah.
that was dope.
Yeah.
So I was
That's
talking.
not to say I'm not going to watch this, but I'm not in as big of a rush. Plus, knowing you, God, wasn't in it, which he was like a part of this, and it's going to be
Was he in
altered
jail?
to be in television.
Yeah.
like
The interesting thing. Well, I mean,
or not television, but sorry,
Well, Hulu.
No,
at
you're
this
good.
point, all
Like
all that is
It's
television.
TV
Yeah,
at this
I mean-
point.
Yeah, I was talking to Nick today, Metronome, and he's been watching it, and he said for it being a show about Wu-Tang,
Yeah.
like it's just a good show.
Okay.
Like even if Wu-Tang wasn't a part of it,
Yeah.
it just adds to it, and it's
Gotcha.
kind of cool to like see, like, oh yeah, that's Ghostface, like and stuff like that. But
Yeah, it's
I mean-
pretty good to me. Like,
Yeah.
it hasn't even Wu-Tang hasn't even formed yet,
right.
and we're on episode 5.
Yeah.
So it's not just surface shit. You know how you'll watch something, and like for example, the New Edition story. To me, that was very good.
I
The
agree.
Bobby Brown story kind of seemed rushed, in my opinion. Do you agree?
I think so, but it was kind of a hard from a storytelling point because it was so intertwined with the New Edition story. It was
Right.
almost like, okay, here's Bobby's part, and okay, remember all this stuff happened in the New Edition story. Put that into what you're remembering
Yeah.
for this, because it's still 5 nights of content about one group.
Yeah.
But Bobby Brown's, to your point, Bobby Brown, that story seemed like he wanted to do it. Like, yo, I gotta have mine.
Is he seen as like the continuation of New Edition? I guess.
No, it was just his point of view. I mean, because Bobby did sell records on his own.
Facts.
But what I was gonna say, as far as how this Wu-Tang story is unfolding, is Wu-Tang has not even formulated yet. And
Right.
We're on episode 5.
right.
Raekwon and Ghost are like super beefing.
Yeah.
They
Is
don't
it-
fuck with each other.
does it start
at
when
all.
they're in high school then?
Nobody goes to school, so
Yeah.
they're probably
School
school
hasn't
age.
been
but
involved yet.
This ain't about education, brother.
No.
This
I
ain't-
mean, let me rephrase that. Is this like
High school aged. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
None
so.
of them went to high school.
I mean, they
they're not
did,
sure
but
they
it's
still
like,
schooling.
yeah. And
I
plus,
mean, Method Man went to high school here for a
Yeah, he
little
did.
while. He
He
went
went
to
to
Tech.
Broad Ripple.
I could have
thought.
swore that I heard a
Tech.
story about two of them going to school together.
well, I mean, they probably all either.
They haven't showed any high school scenes.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie and say I'm that keen on their high school. You know, who went to what, who graduated, or whatever.
Just thought that I heard that. I thought that was.
It's probably true.
But
It's just life shit really
Yeah.
kind of shows how it's kind of melding together. And, of course, RZA, he's always been into making the beats, and he's always been into that. He follows him getting his first MPC.
yeah.
And,
So
but
what-
it's not just music, though, like at all right now.
I
It's
think
just
that's
life
dope.
shit.
Yeah, I think that's dope.
What is their age range then? I guess would be a better question.
That, honestly, I don't know.
So it would have to be like what, late 80s then, 90s, early 90s ish.
No,
Probably-
probably earlier than that. Probably mid
Well,
80s.
Well, they had a show where Eric B.
If
and
they're
Rakim
kids.
performed at an event.
87, 88.
So I would say probably end of the 80s.
Yeah,
The end of the 80s.
because you think about it, what 36 came out and
When did MPC come
93.
out?
33.
I mean, when did Prince Rakim come out?
It's
That's a
like
good
90,
question.
91.
Like 91.
Yeah, so this is
Gotta be
probably
before
pre.
that.
Yes.
You know, pre
yeah.
like you said, but
Words
close
from
to
the,
Prince
words from the
Rakim.
Genius, like before that. You said Jizza hasn't even come into
He's
it
not
yet?
even in there yet, and it's on
Yeah.
episode 5. So.
I think all that is dope.
Is Inspector Deck in there yet?
No.
No,
No. It's just Raekwon,
Ghost.
RZA, Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
See that-
You know what?
ODB?
Is just in there? The Inspector Deck's not in there because Inspector Deck is who Joey Badass plays, right?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I gotta do my research. 'Cause
Didn't he get locked up at like really young for some shit?
who
I
Deck?
think all these guys have been.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But Deck
Deck
did like specifically young, I thought, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, the you
What's
got
his name is a
part
key part of the
interesting,
story. Jizz's cousin.
Power.
Yeah,
Manager
he's a
dude.
key part of the story. He's in jail right now.
I think all that stuff to me is dope. Like we know the story, or we've seen the documentaries about 36 Chambers, or here they go from there. Like, but to see it build and to see the relationships develop, and I saw RZA on the Breakfast Club, and he was behind it, man. Like he said we had a hand in it. It's kind of like when you saw New Edition talk about the story, and they were like, yeah, we were hands on. We got a chance to tell our story, and a lot of stuff that all the stories that are in there, we vouch for those. RZA was
Right.
kind of coming from that standpoint as well. So to hear that's dope to know. A lot of the shit that they have going on in these episodes is supposed to be legit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's dope to me. So I gotta step my game up and watch the rest of them. But I always want to see Wu-Tang portrayed in a dope light. So hopefully, what I'm saying, this series does that, because that's a legendary group, man.
I'll give it 2 thumbs up so far.
So far, so
I think
good.
there might be 5 more episodes left.
Yeah.
I think.
So it's going to be 10 total episodes.
I believe so.
Cool.
I could be wrong.
I'll check it out, man. I have been watching. A little quick shout out to Ken Burns. You've heard me mention him a number of times in 151 episodes, but it's a documentary. His latest one. It's about country music.
Is so good. I mean,
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Word.
I started watching it.
Was Lil Nas X in it?
when it came
I
out.
see what you did
It's all his stuff starts from the beginning and just chronologically goes up to whatever now is whenever he makes that documentary.
When
What
Lil
is this
Nas X
on?
was little.
It's on PBS.
yeah,
Oh,
in,
okay.
yeah, in
Shout out to
1894. Yeah,
Okay.
just-
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
No, it's a lot about obviously country music, and there's country musicians interviewed, but it's more about how American music was made and formed, man. You know what I
Nice.
mean? And hip hop is a purely American,
Art
born at least as an art form here, and it came out of everything that country, the blues, jazz. You know
that
what I
sounds
mean?
interesting right there.
R&B, everything that came, it's just this, I think one woman describes it as music, what came before country and the blues and, all that. It was more of divided because country was for white artists and the blues was for black artists. I mean, that was more of the politically, reason behind that division, but it's all out of the same big pot, like, of just American experience, man. You know what I mean?
Dope.
Like, there's white blues artists and there's black country artists. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, the banjo is an instrument from Africa.
I listen to Darius Rucker all the time.
You big Hootie fan?
No, like really, he's done.
He's a good musician, man.
He's killed it on the countryside.
The fiddle is from like Europe, the fiddle and the banjo. Like, it's just, the guitar is from Germany, I believe, originally. So, I don't know, man. Something worth checking out if you like just all music in general. You know what I mean?
I can dig it.
It's on
I ain't mad at
PBS.
Darius Rucker
It's free.
either.
So.
I ain't mad at him.
Shit, get your paper.
Get that
No,
paper.
like Darius
He's
Rucker,
cold.
he did a.
He played for the Super Bowl here in 2012. He played here.
He actually did a R&B. He's got a duet with Jill Scott. Like
I'll take that.
Like he's covered all bases. So
He's
shout
a
out to Darius
good
Rucker.
musician.
Yeah.
I'll take that. He getting that paper.
Yeah.
He out there
He's
getting
figured
that
it out.
paper.
Getting them Hootie dividends.
Hey. Yeah. I always say
Different type of paper.
Shout out to Hootie dividends. All right. So let's talk about some music real quick.
We've been talking about music the whole episode.
Let's talk about albums
Real quick, you guys. Let's talk about the same thing we've been talking about.
Like,
Let's talk about
45.
albums.
10 seconds ago, we was talking about music.
10 what?
10 seconds.
I don't want to go bike.
Bike 10
sorry.
seconds ago,
I
we was
apologize.
listening to we were talking about music.
I'm sorry, man. I forgot we was talking about 10 seconds ago. I apologize. All right. Conway dropped Look What I Became. I listened to it. I don't know if y'all did, but
You like it?
It's
nice,
okay.
nice and grimy. Yeah.
Who
nice
did the
and grimy.
production?
I can dig it.
I saw Alchemist, I think Derringer, and then
See DJ.
You know
Muggs
Derringer.
there.
couple cats. I don't.
Rick
think
Hyde, I
Yeah.
believe, was on there.
Muggs, nice.
Muggs
Yeah.
did a joint.
Yeah.
I need to check that one out.
Benny's featured. Dave East got a joint on there with Dave East is dope, and Jim Jones.
El Camino as well on
Yeah.
the same song.
Yep.
Produced by J.R. Swifts.
Yeah, he gave
𝐀𝐁𝐿ugga
yeah
was the producer.
a couple guys I hadn't heard of, so that's dope. Good for them.
Hey, I did go back and listen to that Razkaz
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's pretty solid.
To Long's point, talking
it's
about that
pretty
production.
solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
solid. I caught up on that Ghostface too.
What did you think about that? I was going to mention that one. as well.
Ghostface is pretty decent.
I like it too.
I'm at the song. I guess you would call it Ice Cream Part 2.
Yeah.
Called Ice Cream and Waffles or something.
yeah.
Let's see. Waffles and ice cream. Capadonna. Yeah. So he had Capadonna, Solomon Childs, Meth, Deck. Donna had like 3 or 4 joints on it. I think
No
3
Raekwon.
records. No Ray. Surprising for me. I figured Ray would be on here a couple times.
But
at
it's
least.
okay. Wu-Tang fans, they can be separate.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
cool.
okay.
Everything's all right.
I got a good point I want to make real quick. We
Do
don't
that.
got to speak on it a whole lot, but what do y'all think about this EarthGang Outkast comparison?
Oh,
You know, realistically, I would have to listen to EarthGang more. Because I'm not overly hip, but from the outside looking in, listening to singles and stuff, I can kind of see the comparison because looking at it from a non-in-depth lens, they kind of sound like them a little bit to me.
See, that's I'm gonna have to go back and to his point do a little more research before I can get a fair comparison because you think about it when you talk Outkast, you talking organized noise as well. Right? So when you compare people to organized noise, like and the chemistry that they had with Outkast, like it's gotta be, that's high quality shit. Now EarthGang puts out high quality shit. Don't get it twisted.
They do.
But I'm just saying, man, like that combination and the versatility that they had shown from their first album all the way up to fucking Speaker Box or whatever. Like, that's tough, man.
Yeah,
That's tough.
I mean, they're obviously not a direct comparison,
Right.
But I
They're from
can
Atlanta.
understand, and they are from Atlanta, and I guess I can hear it a little bit.
yeah, I'm not
I'm
not necessarily
but
mad at it.
but
But why wouldn't they be an influence on them though? Because like I'll say I don't really agree with the comparison. I can say on first listen, like to their latest album,
Yeah,
some of the tones and ambiances are kind of Andre 3000 ish.
no question.
But verse wise, No.
Well, they ain't gonna have
feeling,
that. Yeah.
No, it's good shit.
Oh,
But it's
definitely.
not. It's not that same Outkast feeling. It's almost like comparing Action Bronson to Ghostface.
But you're never gonna get that though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, you're not.
You know what I mean? That's the point. Like, but if you look at it subjectively, Action Bronson and Ghostface do have a similar tone. They do kind of rap
similar tone.
They do kind of rap
but
similarly with their subject matter being off the wall a little bit. I think Ghost is definitely more targeted with his subject matter and storytelling.
I never had a problem with. I was just talking about somebody talking like I never had a problem discerning those two. I thought their subject matter was completely different.
Yeah.
Like I thought their voices sounded like a little bit similar.
A little
but
bit.
Nah.
It's like the Euro Droog and Nas comparison.
No,
too.
he sounds a lot. I could see that one.
I think
like
you can
from a voice standpoint.
From a voice standpoint,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
I think with Action, man, I can, you know, when I first heard him, just not knowing anything, right? I think it was either Blue Chips or something like that. One of the one, you know, with the Nick Nolte joint.
Bringing Down the Band put me on to him.
Hey.
The Dr. Lecter album.
Yeah.
A long time.
He had a couple joints that probably out before that. But when I heard whatever project it was, when I heard it, I was like, yo, this dude is either trying to sound like Ghost or was heavily influenced by Ghost. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
How about this? How do you guys? And we talked about this a little on Thursday because Terry brought this up at Wine After Work.
Okay.
And you know, when I listen to music, the last thing that I listen to are lyrics.
Okay.
I listen to beat.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to beat, how the delivery is, how they sound, the quality of everything, and at the very end, I listen to lyrics and subject matter. So like, if you're somebody that listens to that first, then I feel like depending on how you listen to it, it's going to jump out in different ways. So that's just me. Like when I listen to Action Bronson and Ghostface, I'm not listening to what they're saying. When I listen to like EarthGang and Outkast, I hear Andre 3000 like cadences. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
You know, like
but you're listening from a producer's mind.
It's a different mindset for sure, probably.
Yeah.
But
I have this conversation all the time, and nobody wants to put any, you know, credence to it or whatever. Like I don't understand what's so hard about what he just said. Like that's real. From producer, when you said a producer standpoint,
I mean that's what a lot of the most popular music out right now is based around the beat.
Yes,
but for you to compare, in my opinion, and that's why I say Young Thug has great cadences, because over them beats that he's rapping on, his cadences are A1 to me. I think it's good, but with an Outkast comparison, Outkast who are about wordplay, stories,
a lot of meat and potatoes in there.
Coming from left field as far as how you're explaining things. Maybe some of the skits on the EarthGang album or have that kind of Outkast
I've never heard
comedy
of their skits.
type shit. The first song on this new album is definitely, the tone is kind of sounds like some shit Andre 3000 would do. But as a whole, I don't think they're the new Outkast.
Have
because that's what they're saying.
They spoken to? Has anybody had anything where they spoken?
It was trending on Twitter.
Okay, so this was just something that came up and became a, I guess, viral topic. Like they didn't really speak to that, right?
Well,
not that I know.
Because also the person who brought this up said it's like having Outkast with two Andre 3000s in it to really.
Damn.
What I felt like was really
that's a lot.
Diminishing the legacy of Big Boy, who does. You know, first of all, when they even say 2 3000s, I don't even think it's about the storytelling or the actual lyrics. It's just because, you know, these dudes might wear both of them might wear straw hats with the dashiki and ski goggles. You know what I'm saying? It's just the aesthetic, visually, you know, where. And honestly, you know, Big Boy would come with some stuff from left field too. You know what I'm saying?
I think Big Boy is
Big Boy and
very
Sleepy Brown got a new
underappreciated.
joint out right now. Like Big Boy's still putting in that
He's
work
still putting it out
on the microphone. So
like Big Boy's always been nice though. Like I don't understand.
They always want somebody
Andre
to be
3000
Outkast,
is
though.
that's true.
The comparison thing is really just kind of
It's always been like that. Remember the group Dirty?
no.
Y'all,
I remember.
you remember Dirty?
I remember Dirty. It was like
They were supposed to be Outkast.
Yep.
Field Mob, we're
Hit the
supposed to be
Flow.
Outkast.
Field Mob. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Field
like
Mob,
everybody
yes.
that comes out that's a duo is supposed to be
Yes.
the new Outkast.
Yeah, especially anybody that come from that region, you're going to put a duo together.
Who
Look,
else?
Field Mob, I remember for sure.
Field Mob. What was the other cats that?
Low key, Field Mob has some heat.
They
Yeah,
were
but
the
wasn't Outkast.
basement
No, they
crew.
weren't
They wasn't the
Outkast.
dungeon crew. They was basement crew.
Okay.
I mean the attic crew. Who was that?
Who?
I don't
You
know.
got me on that
One
one.
of them was Andre's cousin or some shit.
I don't know, man. I have to look it up. The Attic Crew.
They had to sound presidential.
Young Bloods.
Young Bloods.
The Young Bloods. Okay.
People used to try to say they was Outkast.
Terrible comparison.
Come on, it's like every duo that sounds Southern is supposed to be
Yeah.
Outkast.
Do y'all remember there was actually a rap group called Jim Crow?
Yes.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
How did
That'd be
that
a-
get through?
I'd love for them to drop a single right now.
It was
No,
a
you
white
wouldn't.
rap group too.
I'm sorry?
No, joking.
Okay. But you right,
Just
man.
keeping the theme going, you know.
Appreciate you. Field Mob has some heat, though.
They
on the
did.
low. On the
I
low.
remember downloading "Sick of Being Lonely" on LimeWire, and it took like
On LimeWire.
40 minutes for that one
So,
song.
the yellow, that neon green bar.
3.96
Yeah.
megabytes.
Yeah. Shout out to LimeWire, man. LimeWire got me through college. You know what I'm
And it
talking
probably
about?
gave your computer the AIDS virus.
Probably.
Sure did.
It did. Definitely lost a hard drive out there in them streets. But I had some heat, though. You know what I'm saying? Backed
Yeah,
it up.
Donald
on,
Sterling all over that.
Computer at that Luther.
see?
All right, see. All right,
See.
wait, let's go
See,
too far.
Luther encompasses a lot of different things. It's not one thing.
Okay.
Let me get that straight.
All right. Well, clarify yourself, brother. I just want to make sure I didn't know where you was going.
You got that Bishop Eddie Long.
Churches.
See?
That might be more accurate.
I'm cool on that. Go ahead, Spoolz. What you,
That's funny.
no.
But why would he hog tie?
That's funny. Hog tie.
Why would he?
Yeah.
hog
Why hog tie?
Yo. Jay Morris.
Oh,
Jay-
goodness gracious.
Jay Morris said, had that Bishop A. Long and Spoolz saying, haha, that's funny. Yo.
What did Jay Moore say before that?
That bitch. I don't even want to go down that road.
It's too late. It's recorded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna go down that road.
Yeah, you can
stupid for
rewind
that.
it, that's fine.
Nah,
Can't
I
afford
wasn't,
not
I wasn't
to record.
laughing. I was laughing about what he said before.
yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool on that, Jay Moore. We ain't gonna do that. Is there any more?
You sure we can go into that? I
no,
mean, if you want
we're
to.
not gonna do. We're not gonna do
There's
that.
two things. There's science.
Okay.
From I think he's from Brooklyn. I'm not sure
You
put
put me on to him.
Science is really dope.
You put me
He
on to
dropped.
him.
He dropped
He's
a
nice.
project called what's it called?
I think it's being featured on Bringing Out a Band, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I put it up there.
Let's
It's really good. Science was here.
On the internet.
Yeah, it's
On
called
the internets.
it's called Science Was Here. With Science with a Z. It's a really good project. And are you guys familiar with Sampa? Sampa the Great.
Yep.
I am not.
Hey,
Yeah.
she just put out a really great project.
What's the vibe?
It's like kind of neo soulish, kind of modern-ish.
Soulish.
Come on, man. He white. Don't do
Neo.
that. He white. Don't do that.
Mayo
It's a
soulish.
white-
It's kind of
it's a
mayo
white
soulish.
person.
I was
Yeah,
getting ready to
it's
say
white.
Southern African, South African. No, no, a little bit of like African rhythms to it. A
Afro
little
beats.
Yeah.
mixture with I think she's from Australia. I could be
Oh,
wrong.
word, okay.
But that's real dope.
I might have to check that one out. Science is cold though. He put me
Yeah.
on him. We were going to Chicago, I think, or something, and he had you had a couple of his albums, a couple of his projects. I
Yeah.
remember we listened to that all the way up to Chicago. He got some heat, so I'm
He's a
definitely
good beat
looking forward
selector.
to.
Anybody listen to that new Post Malone?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Nah,
Good old
I
rap music. Good old rap music.
haven't listened to that. But in other news, I
Yeah.
did listen to Fox Legend and Mac Wolf have dropped a joint album.
Shout out to
Okay.
my
Called
man
Never
Mac
Faded.
Wolf. Yeah.
Solid shit, man.
Nice.
Tell you something, man. Mac Wolf, producer standpoint,
Hey, he got that
that boy
he
chopped
got
them
that
samples.
Southern style
Yeah.
kind of 3-6 Mafia.
He's heavily
type.
influenced by. You can tell. We've had this conversation. DJ
Yeah.
Paul. Mac Wolf is a problem, man, on the beat. Shout out to
Yeah.
Lil Bro, man.
It's a
He's
solid
fool.
project, and they actually got 2 chopped and screwed songs on there that were mixed by Lockstar.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah, DJ
okay.
Lockstar did the
Shouts to
2 chopped
Lockstar.
and screwed joints on there.
Word.
Yeah, it's good.
Mac Wolf, we see you, bro. Keep.
Well, they're
dropping
brothers. You know
heat.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's what's up. I haven't peeped it.
yeah.
yet, but
Fox Legend is nice though. I mean,
Word.
like everything he's dropped recently, well, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
his shit's solid.
Got that word.
He got that work, man.
Okay.
He got the voice for it too.
Word. That's what's up, man. I think that is going to do it for this episode. Again, make sure you go to Bringing Down the Band's YouTube page and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications. Also, go to our Patreon /New Old Heads. Subscribe, throw us a bread, $1 holla, don't matter. We got some great things going on there. We appreciate all of the support as always, and we will see y'all next week. Peace.